Happy holidays, according to the beauty world. There have been so many beauty launches that have rolled out over the last few days and a ton of other ones sneak peeks. So in today's video, I wanted to share what I think are the best and worst holiday kits currently available at Sephora. It looks like there will be even more launched over the next few days. And then I think they're doing what they did last year, where they launched new ones on Saturday on the app, and then they'll be available everywhere else the next day, Sunday. So I want to film my first video breaking down what I think are the best and worst deals, and then I'll be back over the next few weeks to talk about even more of them. I love filming these videos. I think it's so interesting to see what the brands decide to launch as like their holiday kit and see what they include as minis. I definitely like buying a couple of them myself, and then I love buying them as gifts for the beauty lovers in my life. You can absolutely get some amazing deals, some really high quality products, but there are brands that definitely inflate the values of their kits, and let's just call it what it is. They full on lie about the values. So I wanted to break it down for you and share what you're getting compared to what you're paying. Now, it doesn't really matter to everyone. Sometimes they're like, I want that kit, it doesn't matter. But I know a lot of you budget and save for this time of the year. So I definitely want you to be able to make the best decision possible if you are looking to buy any of these products, which is why I love to film them. Just share the products I love, the kits that I don't think are that great. So let's get into it and we'll talk about them. I'll put chapters in the description box, so feel free to jump ahead to the ones you're most interested in hearing about. And I'll link everything in the description box below, including the page if you just want to scroll through all of the kits yourself, because there are fragrance kits, skincare kits, makeup kits, and I can only cover so many, but I'll try to pick what I think will be the most popular ones. Okay, let's start with Merit. So they have 3 different holiday kits at Sephora this year. I will say if you go to the brand's direct websites, they usually have the kits available on there as well, and then sometimes they have additional kits as well. So if they do sell out at Sephora or you're really interested in one specific brand, it's always worth checking their website too. So let's start with their blush trio, because I think this is typically the most popular one, and if any of the Merit kits are going to sell out, I feel like it will be this one. It comes with 3 mini versions of the Flush Balm Cheek Color in Postmodern and Le Bon Bon, which are 2 existing shades, and then there is a new exclusive shade to this kit. So there's nice variation within the 3 shades, although I feel like they typically go with a similar trio every year. Maybe not the exact shades, but if you have the set from last year or years prior, you might want to check your collection first before buying this one. I do have a couple of these. I really like the formula. It's definitely a sheer to buildable formula. So overall, it looks a little bit more natural on the cheeks. I feel like it gives a nice dewy flush of color. It's very easy to wear, and I do tend to reach for it quite a bit in the fall and the winter because it gives my cheeks like that nice kind of hydrated glow with a little bit of color. And I do think they do a really good job with their cheek colors. Like, they're very pretty, very flattering on the skin. Before I get into the value breakdown, I do want to say, like, with these videos, I do break down the value, like how much the kit is actually worth compared to what you pay. I realize that is not always the deciding factor for everyone. Sometimes people are like, I have a large collection, I'd rather purchase minis, I'd rather have more variation than buying like one full-size product. And whatever the reason that you want to buy the kit, that is totally fine. You're an adult, you can spend your money however you want. If you don't really care about the value compared to the retail price, I totally get it. Sometimes holiday kits are just fun to buy. But again, I know a lot of people do budget and save specifically for this time of the year. This time of the year can be very expensive just in general. So that's why I like to kind of share if it is a true or accurate value, if it's a good deal or not, because I know for a lot of people that is something they take into consideration. And to be completely honest with you, I am sick of some brands just attaching a value that's not there in order to like really hype up a set and make you think you're getting a good deal. Obviously, it's up to the consumer to kind of make their decisions when it comes to buying something, but I feel like brands get away with really shady practices these days. So anyway, as for value, a full-size Merit blush comes with 0.31 ounces for $30. Each mini in this kit comes with 0.16 ounces, so slightly more than half the amount you get in a full-size blush, which means each mini is worth $15.48, or $45.45 total for the entire set. Merit claims the set is worth $54, which is just inaccurate. I mean, that's almost $10 more than it's actually worth. Obviously, these sets come in giftable packaging. They're presented in a very cute way, and to you, that might add value to the kit. But as for the actual value of the product, it's not $54. Like I said earlier, if you're not someone who needs like a new full-size blush, if you're like, I'd rather have more variety and a little bit less product in each one than one color and one full-size blush, then this set might actually make sense to you. And for me, that is the case a lot of the time with cheek and lip sets, especially. And I do think, in the end, it is a good deal because for $9 more than the cost of a full size blush, you're getting 3 options, you're getting 50% more product. So the value is absolutely there. It's just not $54 of value like they claim. The second mirror set is called the Archival set. This one's going to be available on September 10th. It retails for $52. It does come with 3 full-size lip products, which is kind of nice to see. A lot of the time when you see a holiday set, it comes with minis. So if you like full-size products, this one might catch your eye a little bit more. So all 3 of the products come in a new shade called Archival, which looks to be kind of like a rosy pink. It's really pretty. So obviously you have to like this shade in order to want this kit. If you're not into this color or you don't think it would be flattering on your skin tone, it's probably an easy pass. But it does come with their signature lip sheer lip liner that retails for $24. A lot of people love this formula. I wanted to like it and I like the idea of it, but I feel like it just doesn't last on my lips at all. And for it to perform well as a lip liner, I feel like it has to stay in place a little bit longer than it does. It's like a very dewy kind of balmy formula, so it's really pretty. I like the fact that it truly is sheer. So it's nice because you can overline, you can kind of shade and contour, and it looks a little bit more natural and it feels super comfortable. But for me, it just doesn't last on the lips at all. Like it wears off immediately. So I'm not a big fan of that formula personally, but it has gone viral. A lot of people love it. So maybe you've been wanting to try it out. It also comes with a new formula, although I think they maybe had this in their holiday kit last year. It's their signature lip lightweight lip blush. It's supposed to give you a soft diffused matte look. I do love Merit's lipstick formula. I only have 2, but I wear them all the time. The shade Baby is like my most worn lipstick ever. It's really, really comfortable. It's definitely more of a satin finish. So I feel like if they did end up launching this formula as like a permanent part of their line, I'd probably try it out. And I think I remember saying that last year and they didn't launch it. So I don't know if they're going to or if it's just like a holiday specific product, but their lipsticks do retail for $26. And then it also comes with their Shade Slick Sheen, which is kind of like a lip oil formula. This one specifically has a pearlescent finish and this retails for $24. I don't really like this product either. I haven't tried the one that has like a pearlescent finish. I've just tried their regular like lip oil formula and it just, I don't know, I find it very underwhelming. It doesn't last on the lips. It doesn't feel particularly moisturizing. It wears off quickly. I like Merit, but I guess I have like a love-hate relationship with Merit. Like their products either really work for me and they're amazing, or I feel like they're incredibly overpriced and I don't get the hype. So that's how I feel about those 2 lip products just personally, but I know that's not the case for everyone. So this does end up being a $74 value kit, just like they claim. It's basically like paying for the liner and the lipstick and then getting the lip oil for $2. So honestly, a great value if you like all 3 of these formulas or you've been wanting to try them out. And then again, you obviously have to like this specific shade. I kind of like that they did like coordinating lip colors in different formulas because then you can wear them together, wear them separately. And if you know that color is going to be one you wear or it's going to be flattering on you, it's kind of nice to have it in all 3 formulas. The final Merit set is called the Mini Great Skin Trio. It's going to be available online on September 10th for $39. And this comes with 3 mini skincare products. So the first one in here is the Great Skin Double Cleanse Makeup Removing Cleanser. I've never tried this, but when you break down the value, it retails for $10.88. The next product is the Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. I have tried that. I actually just keep these next 2 right back here on my vanity just because I think they're cute and I do end up using them like in the morning when I'm getting ready. When you break this one down, it's worth about $11.24. They do sell a mini for $18. And in these videos, when I calculate the value, I always compare it to how much you get in a full-size product because some brands don't sell minis and then some minis themselves are just really expensive for the amount of product you get. But if there is one available, I usually like to let you know how much it costs just for reference. And then the third product is the Great Skin Priming and Firming Moisturizer, which again breaks down to be $11.24, or if you purchase the mini, it's $18. So there's about $33.36 worth of product in this kit. You're paying slightly more than that at $39. So you're not really saving at all by buying this kit. And keep in mind, if you really want to try one of these products, like if you're like, I don't care about the makeup remover, I don't care about what was the other one? The Instant Glow Serum, but I really want to try the moisturizer, they do sell those last two as minis. And even though I still think you're kind of overpaying for the mini at $18, you'll still end up saving yourself $21 by buying the mini you really want instead of the kit with two products you might not really care about, which I think is definitely something to take into consideration when it comes to these value kits. That's something I've had to do for myself in the past. If I'm not going to end up using one or two of the products, or I'm just not that excited about them, even though the value is there, it's not worth it to you or me personally if I won't use the products, if they're just going to sit there, which has happened to me many, many times over the years. Like I just don't end up reaching for a couple of them. So that's always something to take into consideration. I personally don't think this kit is really worth the money. The value just isn't there for a holiday kit. And yeah, they don't actually claim a value on this one specifically, probably because they know it's really not that high. I do like the Instant Glow Serum. I think it's really nice. The Priming Moisturizer is nice too. But for me, when it comes to Merit, I feel like their standout products are their complexion products and their cheek products. And I mean, skincare, some of these are like skincare complexion hybrids. They're good, they're fine, but I feel like there are so many other alternatives out there. I'd recommend instead that this kit for me personally isn't worth the money and just doesn't seem as exciting. Of course, it all comes down to personal preference. I feel like I say that, like I'm always like, oh, personal preference, but maybe that is like the one kit you really want this year and you'd be super excited to have it. And if that's the case, then it is worth it to you. Okay, so Saie usually launches a few kits, but there's only one available right now, and it's the one they typically do every year. They usually end up doing one with like their glowy products and then another one with their lip glosses. So I feel like they tend to do the same things, but this year they did do the mini Dew Blush Trio set for $30. And if they do more, I'll cover them in a future video. With this kit, you get 3 mini Dew blushes and they're all permanent shades. So you get Baby, which is a baby pink. Which one do I have? I have Rosy, which is not in the kit. They did Sweetie, which is a neutral pink, and then Spicy, which is a warm terracotta. I like the Dew blush formula. I still only have one because every year I kind of consider the kit and then I look at the shades and I'm like, they probably wouldn't all be my go-to shade. I like this color a lot, so that's why I only have one. The formula is really pretty. It definitely gives your cheeks like that nice dewy color. It kind of gives them like a little bit of a plumped up look because it is very smooth, very glowy, very, very hydrating, but it doesn't disturb your makeup, at least in my experience, which is nice. So I do like it. And from time to time, I consider another shade, but I just don't think there's one that I would love enough. So anyway, in this kit, each blush comes with 0.20 ounces, which is half the size of a full-size blush. So I feel like there's a good amount in there. They're worth $13 each, so it is a $39 value. They claim $51, which makes this just one of the most inflated values I've seen in a long time. I mean, they're claiming an additional $12 of product, which means they'd really have to include like a fourth mini blush in here. Now, sometimes when brands sell a mini, they take the price of the mini and use that to calculate the value of the kit. I mean, that makes sense from the brand's perspective, of course, but Saie doesn't even sell a mini version of this blush, and I don't think I've ever seen a mini version of this blush unless it was in a holiday kit. So I have no idea where they came up with that value. You'll see as we go through this video and the videos throughout the rest of the holiday season. I don't know exactly who's in charge of creating that, but it's not, based on a practical method most of the time because sometimes the value is so off, it just doesn't even make sense. So I swear Sephora or whoever is in charge of doing that is just throwing something up there and seeing what they can get away with. And honestly, I know there's responsibility on us as the consumers to make our own choices when it comes to purchases. And again, it doesn't matter to everyone, but there are people who casually shop at Sephora. Maybe they're popping in the holiday season to pick up a gift for a beauty lover in their life. And they're like, oh, that's a great deal. That's a great value. I'm going to purchase this because it's within my budget and it's a great gift. And they're not getting the value they think they are. And I think it's so shady. It's crazy what brands can get away with. And, that's just like a rant, a tangent. I'm sure I'll get off on it again over the next few weeks. But that's partly why I like to film these videos, because not everyone has the time to do the research and the math, but I do, because it is my job to film videos on beauty content and I love to do it. So all of that being said, again, especially when it comes to blushes or lip products, it might make sense for you to go with this kit rather than buying one full-size blush because, essentially you spend $4 more than the cost of one full-size blush and you have 3 smaller options to use. And in that case, I mean, honestly, a $39 value for a $30 kit is great. So I don't know why they didn't go with the actual value price. I mean that's almost what, 25% of added value. So I do think this is a great option if you like the formula, if you want to try it. I don't like when brands are shady, as you know. I know. Okay, enough about that. I promise not every one of my breakdowns will come with a rant attached to it. So next one, I actually bought this Kosas kit last year. I loved it. This is their mini Blushes Life Trio gift set. It retails for $33. So it comes with 3 mini blushes. Last year it came with, I mean, these ones, I still have them. I actually am wearing one of these today. Which one? I'm wearing Bliss, just like a very small amount of it. My skin is pretty pale right now. I have absolutely no self-tan on, and I think this is a really gorgeous shade. They recently came out with more vibrant shades though, so if the original launches were like a little bit too soft for you, you might end up liking, you know, more of the brighter, more vibrant shades they recently launched. The kit this year comes with 1 permanent shade and then 2 new shades. So Euphoria, which is a cool pinky mauve. This one actually came in the kit last year. So if you did buy last year's kit or you already own this, this one does come in the kit this year. And then it also comes with the new shade Dare, which is a warm peachy rose, and then the new shade Spellbound, which is a cool soft burgundy. Dare looks pretty close to one that I have. This one, Bliss. Bliss is described as a warm peachy pink. I can't say for sure because I don't have Dare, but based on the photos and I looked at the swatches compared to each other, this one does look pretty similar. So if you already have this one too, and again, if you got the kit last year, I feel like there might be some overlap. The other shade Spellbound's a little more unique. I don't see one that looks quite the same. So just based on like my initial observations. As for value, you do get 3 mini blushes. Each one comes with 0.07 ounces. And that's the same as last year. A full-size blush comes with 0.16 ounces. Here's what the full-size blush looks like compared to the mini. Now, because this is a baked formula, in my opinion, it's not something you're going to go through super, super quickly. Like, even if you use this fairly often, I feel like it's not something you'll run through fast. So I feel like this, you know, even if the value didn't match up well, it might still be a nice option to go with because I personally would rather have 3 minis, and they're pretty good sized blushes. You can absolutely fit, where's a blush brush? This is the Sigma Kristen Dominique Face Contour, so not exactly a blush brush, but you get the point. Like, you can definitely fit your blush in here really well. Anyway, each mini is worth $12.69 or $38.06 for the kit, which is exactly what they say, and how refreshing to see a brand accurately say what the kit is worth. So like I said, it's a great deal. For $4 more than the cost of 1 blush, you get the 3 minis, and you do end up getting how much? You get a little less than 1.5 times the amount of product you get in a full-size blush. In my opinion, it is a great option if you've either wanted to try the Kosas formula or you've wanted additional shades without committing to a full-size blush, especially because Kosas is known for their products maybe expiring a little bit faster than other brands. They are a clean beauty brand, which means they don't typically use a lot of the preservatives found in non-clean beauty brands. I haven't had an issue with my blushes expiring, but I haven't had them as long as a lot of other formulas in my collection because it's slightly newer, right? I think it came out last year. I think so. So that might be something to take into consideration as well. Okay, Rare Beauty. Typically, their kits are pretty highly anticipated. Let's talk about their blush kit this year. A trio of best-selling Soft Pinch Essentials. So you get a full-sized matte blush. This is their Matte Bouncy Blush. I love this formula so much. It's a slightly newer formula. It came out this year. A mini liquid blush and then a mini tinted lip oil, all in the fan favorite Worth, which they describe as a true rose. I do have the full-size blush in Worth just to show you if you're interested. I love this formula so much. It's just so pretty on the skin. Now, when you initially apply it, it's very, very sheer. But if you're using a dense brush, and I have the best brush to use with this. Okay, it's not in front of me. Nothing I need today is right in front of me. It's from BK Beauty. I think it's technically called like their dense bronzer brush. It applies this product so perfectly. You can definitely build it up to get more intense color, or you can sheer it out, but it looks amazing on the skin. It's very, very smoothing, just so pretty. It looks soft, airbrush, blurred. If you like the look of a matte blush, but you like the feel or like the texture of a cream, this is perfect. It's not a true cream, but it has like a creamy feel to it. So it kind of goes on in a similar way to a cream. This is one of my favorite launches of 2025. So I was was excited to see that they're including it in the kit, and not even just a mini, like a full-size blush. This retails for $27. And then you also get their Soft Pinch Liquid Blush in the shade Worth. It's a mini, so the value is worth about $11, but they do sell minis for $15. And then you also get the mini Soft Pinch Tinted Lip Oil in the shade Worth, which is worth $14.74. When they sell a mini, they don't sell it in this shade specifically, but when they do, they sell them for $14. So the total value is $52.74. They say $56 because they're basing their value on the retail price of the minis, which, you know, makes sense. Interestingly enough, the mini lip oil is worth $14, but you actually get $14.74 in value. So you're getting a little bit of a deal. But anyway, pretty close in the end. I think this is a great value overall. It's basically like paying full size or full price for the full size blush and then getting each mini for $4.50. If you like the idea of a coordinating set, this could be a great option for you. Again, very similar to that Merit lipstick set. You have to like the shade Worth. Like this has to be a shade you think would look good on your skin tone. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense to grab this kit no matter how good of a deal you're getting, because all three shades come in Worth. They look a little bit different depending on the formula. And then, you know, you have to take into consideration whether you would actually like this formula. I love this formula, but it's not for everyone. So even though it is a great deal, it's not going to be worth it to you if you won't end up using this blush. Because it's a best-selling shade, I mean, they do sell all three products separately. So it might make more sense for you personally just to purchase the one product you're most interested in rather than paying, what was it, $36 for the kit. And even though you're not getting as good of a deal, you're still saving money in the end. But again, I love when brands do kind of like a monochromatic kit just so everything kind of flows together. The next kit is not as exciting to me personally, but I know a lot of people love the Rare Beauty mascara and the Rare Beauty brow gel. So if that is you and you've wanted like a travel-sized version or you've wanted to try both of them, this kit could be a great option for you. Actually, one product in here is full size. The mascara is the mini and then the brow gel is full size. If it was the other way around, I might actually grab this because I do love the mascara. I feel like maybe I wouldn't grab it because I could kind of take or leave the brow gel. I don't typically love clear brow gels, but I do hear people talk about this formula quite a bit. So the brow gel is worth $19. Again, it does come in a clear shade. And then the mascara is actually worth $13.20. They do sell a mini mascara for $12, so you're getting a little bit of extra added value there. The total kit is worth $32.20, or again, they say $31 based on the price of the mini mascara. This kit is $23, so you're basically paying for the brow gel and then getting the mini mascara for $14, which isn't bad since the mini is worth $13.20. If you really want to try the brow gel, I definitely think this is worth grabbing because their mascara is really, really nice. For me, again, I'd rather go with something like their blushes, their lip products, something that I consider a little bit more exciting. I feel like brow gel and even sometimes mascara feels like a boring makeup product. But at the same time, those are the two things I use like every single day. So for you, this might be worth grabbing. And I also feel like this is nice to gift someone if you don't know like which colors or formulas in cheek products or lip products they tend to go for, because a lot of people do like mascara and brow gel. I do think this next kit might sell out. It hasn't launched yet, but it's going to be available on September 22nd. It's actually going to be an app exclusive, so you won't see it on the regular website or in stores. It's called Selena's Faves, so it comes with a mini perfume and then a full-sized liquid blush in Happy, which is one of their most popular shades. You might already own that if you do own a lot of their liquid blushes. I don't know if I have that one. If I don't have that specific shade, it's one that's very, very close. So this kit isn't for me, even though I do want to try her perfume. I almost bought it online, but I told you at like the very end of the year last year or the very beginning of this year, I am not buying fragrances without smelling them first. I actually broke my rule now that I'm thinking about it. And I didn't realize it at the time, but I bought the Day body mist and I love the scent. You know what? I bought that because I knew I'd like the scent because I like the hair product. But if I had tried the product in person, I wouldn't have purchased it because it doesn't last on me for more than like 5 minutes. I feel like every time I buy a fragrance online without trying it, without smelling it, I end up hating it and then I declutter it and it's such a waste of money. So I told myself I have to go in person and try this before buying it, but it does sound nice. So anyway, as for value, where'd it go? So you know what? They don't actually sell the perfume as a roller ball. You can get the full-size perfume online for I think like $70. So based on the amount you get in the roller ball, the mini roller ball is only worth $7.10. So not a ton of product in there. And then the full-size blush is worth $25. So you're only getting $32.10 of value. It's a $30 kit, so there's a little bit of extra added value in there. It's probably going to be something you're going to buy if you really want that shade of liquid blush, or you're buying it as a gift for someone who's wanted to try both of those products. This is not a holiday exclusive set, but I did want to mention it in case you're only interested in the perfume and you don't care about the blush and you don't want to spend $75 on a full-size bottle. They do have a kit. And again, I thought about buying this, but I have to try it in person first. It comes with the roller ball and then the travel spray for $35. The Last Rare Beauty Kit actually comes with 2 of their body products. I haven't heard much about their body products, other than the fact that people seem to enjoy the scent of them. I haven't heard really anyone talk about the quality, if they're worth the money, if they aren't. So you'll have to let us know what you think in the comments, but this comes with 2 different products. So you get their Bouncy Body Cream and then a body and hair fragrance mist. They both come in the scent Awaken Confidence, which is described as a juicy peach and a fresh flower blossom. Sorry, I don't know what is going on. I feel like I'm running all my words together. We're getting to the end of the video, so not too much longer to go. Anyway, the body cream comes with 2.53 ounces, so it's worth about $10.78. Not a super high value, but I do feel like there's enough in there that you can use it enough to be able to tell whether or not you like it and want to purchase the full-size version. Obviously, that smaller size is great for traveling too. And then the body and hair fragrance mist is worth $5.85. It only comes with 0.69 ounces, which isn't much at all. For a body mist, I feel like you'll end up flying through that fast because you have to really apply a lot for a body mist to like be pretty intense. And then I feel like with body mists, I usually have to reapply them frequently throughout the day. I mean, I take back what I said about that one kit earlier being like one of the most inflated values, because I forgot that I did this earlier, but the value of this one is only $16.63. They're claiming the value, I had to double check this, because they're claiming the value is $38, which is 2.28 times higher than it actually is. I have no idea where they came up with this. I almost want to say it was a typo because it is so off. And I mean, I understand there are humans behind this. So sometimes there are typos, there are mistakes. You'll go on later and see that things are adjusted. But based on that, I wouldn't recommend picking this up, because not only are you not getting the stated value, you're paying $28 for something that's really only worth like less than $17. Just personal opinion, I would say you're better off buying the full-sized hair mist for $28 or the body cream for $36, which means you would spend more than the kit, but you'd be getting so much more product in either one of those. Unless you're really just like absolutely wanting to try both of those products, they're like both on your wish list. I feel like most people lean one way or the other. Like, oh, I'd really rather try the body butter, or I'd really rather have the hair and body mist. And if you love the scent and you love the product, then you'd maybe want to invest in the other one. But this kit, I feel like it's just an attempt to like move product, get people interested in it, because again, I just don't hear many people talk about it. So anyway, I don't think that's worth the money. I actually saw this kit on Instagram the other day and I was so excited about it because I love the Pout Preserve peptide lip treatments so much. Like, that is my favorite lip balm, favorite lip treatment of all time. And if I could only choose one to keep in my collection, that is the one I would choose. So they actually did a kit this holiday season with 3 minis for $39. A full-size lip treatment comes with 0.4 ounces for $23, and these come with 0.25 ounces, so slightly more than half, which I think is pretty good for a mini lip product. So each mini is valued at $14.38, so the total kit is worth $43.13, which is higher than the cost of $39. Even though the savings is only a few dollars, I still think this is a great deal, because typically when a brand does a kit with mini lip products, especially like a viral formula like this, you're paying more than it's technically worth, whereas OleHenriksen included slightly more value. Now, even though the value is there, I mean, if you're like, I would only wear one scent, let me just tell you, there's Citrus Sunshine, which is like an orangey kind of like zesty scent. There's the strawberry one, which has a strawberry scent, and then Creme Brulee, which is like a caramel kind of bakery scent. So if you're like, I hate strawberry, I'm not really into citrus, I really only want the Creme Brulee one, I still think it would be a better idea to just spend $23 on one, because you would still save yourself, you know, $16. But if you like the idea of having multiple options, variety, this is a really good kit. Their formula is really nice. I generally hear that most people like it. I mean, as with anything, there are people who don't enjoy it, but it is a very hydrating formula that looks glossy, feels comfortable. It's very smoothing. I love the creme brulee one. The strawberry one is probably my favorite in this kit. Citrus Sunshine for me is like a take it or leave it. I have it. I keep it at my desk where I edit. It's not something I feel like I have to take with me as I go because I love the scent. I love reapplying it. I mean, I love the formula. It's the exact same as the other ones, but the citrusy scent, I don't know, it's not my favorite. But anyway, I'm not going to buy this for me because I have all three of these, but I'm definitely going to grab it for a few people in my life this year because I usually buy the Summer Fridays kit, which they haven't launched that one yet. That one always sells out. I could see that being the case with this one too, but I might grab this one instead of Summer Fridays for a few people I know enjoy lip balms because I like this formula better, so I want them to experience it too. Also, keep in mind, if this does sell out, this is also available at Ulta. A lot of these kits are, unless they're like Sephora exclusive brands. And then, like I said in the beginning, you can typically buy them on like the individual brand websites. And sometimes if you sign up for an email, you can get like 15–20% off as well. I did that with Summer Fridays one year. I signed up for their emails. I got like a couple of kits for gifts. So I actually got them for a discounted price. And of course, if you wait for the Sephora savings event, you can save that time as well. But anyway, there are ways to save even more if you just shop strategically throughout the holiday season. Okay, last one for today, the Lawless Mini Daisy Darlings Lip Plumping Lip Gloss Trio. It retails for $29. I love the Lawless glosses so much. They are definitely my favorite high-end glosses of all time. And they usually do some sort of set every year. This year they did a trio with 3 mini glosses. So it comes with Velvet, which is a permanent shade. It's a rosy mauve, Presh, which is a mauve champagne. It's limited edition and it does have like some glitter in it. And then Butterfly, which is a cool baby pink. And again, a limited edition shade. So the full-size glosses come with 0.11 ounces, which honestly is not a ton compared to some of the other high-end formulas out there. But anyway, the minis actually come with 0.05 ounces. So they are pretty small minis. Keep that in mind. And in the past, when I've tried them, they didn't have like that giant doe foot applicator, which is one of the reasons I like the Lawless gloss so much. So I feel like that's just something to know. But each mini in this set is worth $11.82. Which means the kit as a whole is worth $35.45. So again, you are getting more value than what you pay for it, but it's not worth the $45 they claim. Again, Lawless is basing their value on what they charge for a mini, and they do have a mini available for $15, but it only comes in one shade, Rosy Outlook, which is like a very light, milky pink. It almost looks clear on the lips, at least in my experience. So you can't even get any other color as a mini unless you're buying it in the kit. So I get why they technically attached the $45 valuation to it, but either way, I do think this is still worth considering if you're someone who has a lot of lip gloss in your collection and you like Lawless, you've wanted to try these shades, or you just want the limited edition shades, which is kind of like what I just said. As with a lot of things, it all comes down to personal preference. There's not necessarily a right or wrong, which is why I like to be able to film these videos, share all of the details so you can decide which products would work for you, which ones you want to spend your money on, because there are so many options out there. It's really overwhelming, and sometimes you do want to buy something, but you don't know where to start. So I hope today's video was helpful in either talking you out of something or giving you the decision so you can decide if you want to actually buy it. Thanks for being here. If you like these videos, I would love for you to subscribe, and I will film some more over the next few weeks, and I'll see you probably on Tuesday with a new video. Bye.